Hello, my name is Jasper Yeast. Today I want to show you a couple results we got with some microbial plates. Some of them are from our testing and they should show standard results. Some of them are some examples that we made to show you things you might encounter in your brewery. So right in front of me I have here 4 stacks. That is the media that we normally use. We have the plates that we like to incubate anaerobically in these like pouches that Ben showed in a previous video, together with an iron pouch that oxidizes to iron oxide. And the media we'd like to use for that is UBA+, so it's universal beer agar with some cycloheximide to inhibit yeast growth. We have LMDA plates. We buy these from Weber Scientific. There's also other vendors that sell them. It already comes with a little bit of cycloheximide in it, but you can add this in as well if you want to. We have these purple plates. Those are LWYM plates. They're good for detecting wild Saccharomyces yeasts, but sometimes other organisms grow on them as well. And then we have, in my opinion, one of the most important ones is the LCSM plates. These plates will show yeast that can overcome the copper that's in there, which is often linked or co-evolved with a diastatic activity. So diastatic yeast, like saison strains, farmhouse yeast grow on this, but also Brettanomyces decara strains can show on this. And again, this is all not like a clear-cut thing. Sometimes certain strains can grow on multiple plates. So we'll go through them. So to give you a couple examples what you might see, this is a sample that we took from a drain. As you can see over here, there's a few colonies on it. It's the universal beer agar plate. I have a microscope here as well, so we can take a little bit of a better look at it. See if I can get this to come into focus. Really that easy. Maybe I can increase the exposure time a little bit more. But you can see it's a kind of a shiny colony. They're kind of small. They grow kind of slow, and this might well be lactobacillus or some strain like that. It's also not that much on there, but this is how that normally would show. And you can see it again. I can hold it up a little closer here as well. This is how you could see that, There's other media as well that you could use. It's the HLP tubes are very good as well. But we use plates in our lab. And then, just to give you an example, this is a plate from some bread yeast. You can see there's no growth really on there. So the bread yeast does not really grow on here. And this is a saison strain of ours. Also, plate's completely clear. So that looks good. Then we continue. Then we have over here is a bread strain, and this is on LMDA. And you can see there's a little bit of a background on there, and sometimes these Brettanomyces yeast, they can be pretty hardy and can show some background on these kind of plates. Then we have the 056, which is our saison yeast. Plate is completely clean. So that looks good. That's also on LMDA. And this is just to show you what you might see if something is really wrong. This is a drain sample. And you can see over here that there's all kinds of stuff growing on here. There's multiple different colors of colonies. They're also a little bit shiny. So it indicates multiple different strains of bacteria or some other stuff. This looks like bacteria. They're kind of shiny and kind of flat colonies. And also one thing that you can notice is that the color of the plate has changed. It indicates like a pH change in the plate, which is a sign that something is really amiss. Also, when we look under the microscope again over here, as you can see on the computer screen, you can see that these are very shiny colonies and also different colors here. A yellow one, a green, and like more light green. So not a good thing. Luckily, it was a drain sample, so that's good. Then we have the LWYM plates. So here, this is the Saison yeast. Nothing really on there, so that looks good. Then we have the bread strain. Also not really anything there, so that looks good. And then again, the drain sample. And you can see over here, it's kind of hard to see. There's a couple darker colonies. So darker purple, which you can see over here. And then if bacteria grow on this media, which is not designed for, but sometimes bacteria can grow on this media, they can grow very large. And these plates were incubated for about 4 days. So you can see big colonies. It's hard to see because it's kind of a darker media, but yeah, this looks like bacteria. So we already went through 3 of the stacks. Now we come to the LCSM plates. And I wanted to start with some of the yeast that we normally grow. Because LCSM is also notorious for certain strains that can show some background growth. So for example here, you can see smaller colonies of different sizes, quite full plate. This is our Chimay equivalent strain, the 027. It always has a strong background on this media. So to make sure that this is truly clean, we have to do a qPCR test as well. You can see this over here as well. You can see lots of small colonies, like really small ones and a couple of bigger ones as well. So kind of a variety, but that's normally how that will display itself. And that does not mean immediately that this drop is like ready for the drain. That is bad, but it means this is like what we see normally, and we just have to investigate a little further. Now, this is the bread yeast growing on the LCSM. You can see that over here. It's like a uniform colonies. They're kind of have a hairy appearance, so to speak. Kind of like a soft, almost suede kind of outer appearance, and you can see that as well when you look under the microscope. You can see that these looks like almost like little, like cotton balls, so to speak, which is like a very common thing for bread yeast. And but it grows very, very well on this media. Yeah. Okay. Does it mean that every bread shows like cotton balls? No, certain bread strains can be darker and shiny. So it just means that in this case, since this is a pure culture of Brettanomyces, this is how this one looks like. This one, again, strong background on the LCSM plate. This is our 010, which is a Saison strain. So not surprising, because this one is diastatic, that it also grows on this media. And you can see over here, looks kind of similar to the Chimay. Strongly diastatic, so yes, we see strong growth. And then sometimes the strains grow so well on the media that it's hard to see a single colony, and then you get a lawn, like over here. And it's hard to see if you don't pay attention. You think, oh, I don't see any colonies. But this is actually because the plate is completely overgrown. And this is our French Saison kind of strain. It's a little bit similar to that, so it's very, very strongly diastatic. And it also grows on this media very strongly. So it's completely overgrown. Yeah, and you can not really see, maybe in the microscope. Yeah, you can see kind of like this. All this, it just looks like a layer of cells, like truly growing. And only at the end, where the plating kind of ended, that's where you can see, the single colonies. And then to finish it all off is the drain sample. Wow, this looks pretty bad. You can see over here, there's even some mold growing on there, some really big colonies. Those are, let me close this back up quickly again. This is, obviously bad news. Obviously it was a drain sample. So we knew this would grow, like, some bacteria and other stuff. Definitely fungus on here. Yeah, that's how that looked like. Okay. So, show you also over here. It's hard to see because the colonies are so big. These are enormous. This could be fungus. They look like fungus. They could be bacterial. There's some other organism growing again on top of the other one. That's sometimes something you see. So yeah, I'll close that back up. So the plates do work. You know, we have good results for the diastatic strains, they show up. We have good results for the bread yeast, they show up. We need to do some more testing to make sure that some of the background that we see for the non-diastatic yeast, that this is just background and not a contamination. But yeah, that's kind of how that normally looks like. So thank you.